Hey, welcome back. This is trigonometry, and I was just going through the homework for 4.5. I knew it would be kind of an issue. I do graphs by hand, it's a little bit different than what I do for, did I say WebAssign? I mean mymathlab, whatever they're calling it now. But anyways, I just thought I'd go through the assignment and kind of make sure I just, dotted all my I's and crossed all my T's, sort of thing. So anyways, let's take a look. I kind of already did some of these. I'm going to try to redo them somehow. Okay, so here, determine the amplitude of the function y equals 2 sine x. Graph the function y equals sine x. So the amplitude is just whatever's in front, right? So it's 2. And okay, click to graph. So when you graph this thing, this little button here is, am I recording? Yeah, okay. This little button here is for cosine. This little button here is for sine. So you just click on the sine tool. You click anywhere, and it kind of almost does everything for you. So the amplitude here is just 2. There's no issues with the period. There's only period issues when there's like a sine of 3x or something like that. There's no vertical shift. That would be the plus h part. And the horizontal shift would be from the inside. So our standard form, for the sine function, a sine of bx plus c plus d. This part here is the vertical shift, and this part here is the horizontal shift. This part here, and well, no, that part there will be affecting the period, and this part here affects the amplitude. Okay. So I think the only real difference is they want you to graph 2 of them. Okay, so there's one of them. And let's get another one here. This is just the normal one for reference. So save that and check answer, and hopefully that's right. Okay. Like I said, I did some of these already. But anyways, here the amplitude, the value is given as -3. So clearly, you're not going to put -3, you're going to put just plain old 3 in there. I don't think I talked about it in the video, but if you put a negative out in front of any function in general, so if you have like y equals -x squared, the result of that is just to take the original function, which in this case is x squared, and rotate it about the x-axis. Okay, so y equals -x squared. So maybe this is like a question here. Y equals -x squared would just be the same thing rotated about the x-axis. Okay, so you just do one of these jobs for a negative out in front. Check answer, yay. They want you to graph both of these. So you're going for this thing. Amplitude on that guy. 3 period, no big deal. We have to do a reflection about the x-axis. And then they want the other, this one is just the standard sine x, so that would be good. And you compare and contrast, oh wow. All right. On my test, you're going to have to draw these out by hand, so I wouldn't recommend feeling overly confident when they tell you good job and all that. For the test, you're going to have to do some practice and worry about the tick marks and all that jazz. Anyways, here the amplitude, the a value is just 1. Okay. The period, you're always taking the guts of the sine function and kind of wedging it in between 0 and 2 pi. The book probably gives you a formula for it. It's just 2 pi over b. But I like to kind of use certain methods when I do mine. So anyways, 2 pi divided by 3. And then they want you to graph the thing. So what do we have? This is a sine function. Amplitude's 1, and then the period is different, so it's 2 pi over 3. There's no shifts. Okay, so save that guy. Did we need to plot both of them? or all of a sudden they only want you to plot one of them. Okay, well that's good enough. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so where are we? Next question, maybe. Okay, so let's zip down. Similar. Okay, so this time the amplitude, A value is just 6. I could read that off there. Check. Yay. The period, so you're taking 4 pi and putting it in between 2 pi and 0. Divide out by 4 pi. And what are we getting? 2 pi over 4 pi, which is apparently 1/2. So the period is 1/2, which is kind of weird. And what else? Click the graph the thing. So this is a sine function. You can click anywhere. Amplitude 6. And period is 1/2. And I think that's all she wrote on there. Save, check answer. Yay. All right, let's see what else they got for us. Similar. So here the amplitude is 5. Don't put -5. And period. It's going to end up being 2 pi divided by 2 pi, so it's just going to be 1. And graph the thing. So this is a sine function. Amplitude was 5. Period, I forgot what we said, maybe 1. And it's negative, again, out in front, so that's that x-axis reflect. Okay, so save that guy, check answer. Next. This one has a phase shift on it. So if you remember how the phase shift kind of worked, we were wedging x plus pi over 4 in between 2 pi and 0. So you're going to move the pi over 4 over here, and that becomes your phase shift. Okay? And it's basically just your starting place. So let's see how we type this in. The amplitude is just 1. The period didn't change, right? So the period is just this number here. Phase shift won't change the period. It just moves the entire kind of form over to the left or to the right. So there's no change there. Okay. Yeah, the phase shift is negative pi over 4. And then probably need to graph this character. So as usual, this is sine function. Amplitude's 1, period's 2 pi. And then a phase shift corresponds to the horizontal shift. Okay, so maybe that's not clear, but then you're going to go minus, just put the phase shift in there, I think will work. Let's see if that works. Okay. I believe that'll work for us. Sine 2 pi over x. So again, amplitude is just what's ever in front. Okay. Sorry. The period is going to be changed a little because you have that 2x inside the guts there. So let's calculate that out. So I got 2x plus pi in between 2 pi and 0. So 0. So you add, subtract pi from all 3 sides. And then divide everything by 2. So the phase shift is negative pi over 2. And the period is pi. Okay. So period is pi. You can just type in pi and it automatically turns it into a pi. Phase shift, negative pi. And you could use the division symbol on your keyboard. Okay. And then, yeah, we want to graph this thing. So it's a sine function as usual. Amplitude's 1, period we said was pi. And and then you're putting the phase shift in for the horizontal shift, which in this case was negative pi over 2. Save, check answer. Next, amplitude 5. And then there's going to be some issues with the period. So 2x minus 2 pi less or equal to greater than or equal to 0 and 2 pi. So we get 2x greater than or equal to the phase shift, almost, and then 2 pi plus 2 pi. Divide everything by 2, so the phase shift is pi. The period is pi. Okay. So again, this is your period, and then this is your phase shift. Okay, so period is pi. Phase shift is pi. And then go over, I guess we can graph the thing right here. To period, amplitude, got to change that, it's 5. Period is just regular pi, and the phase shift is also pi. Okay, so check answer. Amplitude is 1/4. And the period is, I have to screw around with that stuff. X plus, it'll just be 2 pi again, but we're going to need the phase shift anyways, so let's go ahead and do that. So the period's 2 pi, the phase shift is negative 1/2. Oh, didn't accident. Usually it just automatically turns that into a pi. Work. Sorry, they're forcing me to use a button. That was too easy, you know. They got to make it a little harder for you. All right. Phase shift is negative 1/2. What the heck did I do wrong? Type an exact answer. Use pi as needed. Yeah, I see what it is. I wrote 1/2. It's supposed to be pi over 2. I just miscopied it. So I need a pi in the numerator. Please, oh, thank you. And then, you know, I'll go ahead and do this business. Amplitude's 1/4 this time. Period is still 2 pi. Phase shift negative pi over 2. Excuse me. Save. Check answer. What now? You know, plenty of practice, I suppose. Amplitude's 5. Okay. Period. Let's get that business out of the way. For x minus 2 pi, it's equal to 2 pi equals 0. Add 2 pi to all 3 sides. Divide all 3 sides by 4. 2 pi over 4 is pi over 2. This will be pi over 2 plus pi over 2. The phase shift pi over 2. Period is pi over 2. I want you to graph it. So amplitude is 5. Don't forget it has to be reflected. Not the x-axis. What do we say? Period is pi over 2. Phase shift or horizontal shift is pi over 2. should be it. Here comes the cat. Amplitude 5. There's a lot of these in here. Just want to make sure you're good at graphing these. I don't know. Try to pound them into your head. I'm sort of doubting whether these problems are going to help you in a way I want with the tick marks and stuff. Because I spent a lot of time in the video on the tick marks, and it's like they're not doing their job doing the tick marks for you. Anyways, let's go ahead and kind of clean this up. So add 2 to all 3 sides. Divide everything by pi. So we get a weird phase shift there. Looks like the period is just 2. And the phase shift is 2 over pi. Okay, graph the thing. Sine character. Amplitude, thankfully I can see it, is 5, and then we said the period is 2, and the phase shift is 2 over pi. Saved, answer A. Are we ever going to get to the cosines? Gosh, all right, so check answer. Period. Let's get that out of the way. Pi x minus 3 pi. Between 2 pi and 0. And 3 pi. Divide by pi. So 2 plus 3. And the period apparently is 2. The phase shift is 3. And the sine function still. Amplitude is 6. I'm going to have to reflect it because it's negative. Period is 2. Phase shift is 3. Amplitude is 9. Oh my gosh, this is a cosine. Oh my gosh. We have... Okay, so now for the cosine function, you use that. The amplitude is 9, apparently. There's a reflection. Save. Yes, thank you. Row. What did I do wrong? Alright, so let's clear this. Okay. Alright, it's this thing. And then there's amplitude of 9. And then there's a reflection about the x. Oh, I bet you they want you to draw both of them, ain't it? Oh, those guys. Always trying to trick you. Okay, so there's one of them. I need another. Okay, so this is just the normal one. I do like the look of that, with the 2 sine curves on there. That's pretty neat. Anyways, the amplitude is 1. Okay, period. So what are we doing there? So this is 2x, same interval, 0 to 2 pi. Divide by x, or sorry, divide by 2. And we get period of pi. No phase shift. The graph. Hopefully they only want the one graph this time. Okay, where the heck is, yeah, there's the cosine. No, one is the amplitude, and the period is just pi. Okay, amplitude is 2. Well, you're really going to be able to figure out the amplitude after doing this homework, huh? And work with compound inequalities. That seems like the... Okay, I'll show you. divide everything by 4 pi. 2 pi over 4 pi is 1/2. Period is 1/2. Half. Now phase shift. Amplitude was 2. Period is 1/2. Okay. Very hyper looking graph there. Very manic. Amplitude is 5. Let's get the period. It's 4 pi. You kind of do these in your head after a while, right? 4 pi. And then graph the thing. So it's a cosine function. Amplitude is 5. And then I have to rotate, but the x-axis. Period we said was 4 pi. And then we should be good. Amplitude is 1/5. Period is going to be 4. And then 2 is 1/5. It's negative, so there's a reflection about the x-axis. And then the period, what the heck did I say that was? 4. The amplitude is 1. Period is just 2 pi. Nothing really going to change. If you need to see it, you just write it out. You know, it's like x minus pi, and you just wedge it in there. The deal is there's a phase shift, right? So period's still pi, 2 pi, and then you're adding in a phase shift. Okay. So the phase shift we said was pi. Answer 1, click on large graph, cosine thing, 1, period's 2 pi, and then we need a horizontal shift to pi, save. Okay, this one, of course the amplitude is 1/2. And then we need to work a little bit with the period and stuff. Add the 2 pi, so start working on the phase shift as well. Divide everything by 3. Phase shift 2 pi over 3. Period is 2 pi over 3. Just dividing everything by 3. Phase shift 2 pi over 3 as well. Yay. Cosine, boom, boom. Amplitude 1/2. Period 2 pi over 3. Horizontal shift or phase shift 2 pi over 3. Save. Answer. And now I'm starting to get tired of the cosine function. It's 4 pi, let's go with 2 pi. Let's just get the period and phase shift stuff out of the way. Divide everything by 2 pi. 2x 1 minus 2. So anyways, the amplitude is 2. The period is 1, which seems really weird. I'm scared that's not the right answer, but it is. And then the phase shift over 2. Graph the thing, cosine, amplitude of 2. And period what did I say? 1, horizontal shift, 2, save, check answer, yay. Sine of x, these are vertical shifts now, so this just means go down 7. So it's a sine function, and vertical shift down 7. Save, check answer. And notice it's sine of x minus 7, and that's different than sine of x minus 7. Okay. So it's not this, it's minus 7's on the outside. Okay, so the outer part, so we're going to have a 1/4 x between 2 pi and 0. So I'm just getting the period, multiply everything by 4. Period is 8 pi. Upshift 1, amplitude is 5. Okay, so what did I say? We're going up 1. What, did it do everything else for me? Yeah, it did. Well, that's awfully kind of them. All right. All you got to do is vertically shift it. This is whoops. Did I do the wrong thing? Okay. Okay, I have no idea what this is trying to get me to do. There. Use the given interactions to edit the selection. What are the interactions? Okay, maybe I gotta move it down. What? What am I doing? Oh, gosh. Let me read the directions. Use a graphing of type. Blacks is shown with a what? It's a cosine. Whoops, wrong one. It's cosine, right? I don't know what to tell you. Maybe. Oh, okay. So maybe you really have to. I don't think so. It's already doing everything. All you got to do is like do the vertical shift, right? So it's up 4. Maybe that's all I got to do. Let's see. Answer. No, it's not on. It's not cool with that. All right. So 2 pi x is equal to 2 pi. You're equal to 0. So divide everything by 2 pi. Okay. So let's clear this. Yes, clear. Okay, I need this. I don't know. What is it doing? It's starting at 0 and going to 1. And the amplitude says -5, so it's down here, I guess. Needs a reflection. The period is 1, so that's right. And then it has a vertical shift. I guess it's down 4. Did I say up 4 last? No, it is up 4. So 4. Save. I don't know what was going on there. That's a weird question. All right. So this time we have to kind of generate the equation given the graph. So let's try to do that. We need a, this is a sine because at 0 then it goes up like this. It doesn't do a handlebar type thing. A sine of bx. Okay, so the amplitude looks like it's at 1, 2, 3. So a is 3. The period, it looks like it's 0 to pi, right? So normally 0 less than or equal to bx less than or equal to 2 pi. So we want to divide everything by b. And then 2 pi over b should equal pi. So multiply everything by b, divide by pi, and b is apparently 2. So we have 3 sine of 2x. Okay. Same kind of problem? Yeah. So this one is a cosine. Amplitude looks like 2. And then, you know, if this was in between 2 pi and 0, this would be 2 pi over b. And looking at the graph, the period, it goes all the way to 4. So the 2 pi over b in this case is 4. And let me just make an equation. So, you know, this would be 2 pi over 4 equals b. So pi over 2. And so we have y equaling, what did I say the amplitude was? 2 cosine of pi over 2x. And finally, look at this guy. It's the amplitude of that thing. That's 4. That is the period, so we have to go through all this jazz. 2 pi over 365, 79. And then we're wedging that in between 0 and 2 pi. So multiply everything by the reciprocal of this guy. It's going to be 0 less than or equal to x minus 79 less than or equal to 365. And then add 79 on all 3 sides. 79 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 365 minus 79. 5, 15, 6, 2, 15, 8, 86. The period is that 365. Okay. I kind of obscured it there when I put in the 86. Let's not do that yet. So it's 365 plus 79. So there's a phase shift of 79. Right. Anyways, the period, of course, is just the number of days in the year. And then how many hours of daylight are there on the longest day of the year? So that's kind of like an amplitude question. If you were to graph this thing, it would be shifted up 12. So it would be, the middle of it would kind of be like right here. And then on top of that 12, you're having another 4 due to the amplitude. So then there would be like this extra 4 added on to the 12. So right here, you're at 16 for the maximum. Okay, so 16. And this question just keeps on giving. Then to go down by 4, of course, that'll take you down to 8 hours. Fantastic. And then they're forcing you to graph the thing, which it's a sine function. I guess it's starting at 12. I don't know if they want to do that. Yeah, I guess so. So a horizontal shift of 12. No, sorry, the vertical shift is 12. The horizontal shift is 79. That's just the phase shift. Vertical shift was 12. The amplitude was 4. And the period is 365. 365. Save. Check answer. Yay. Okay, so that completes that. I'll probably go ahead and do the tangent one here, but hopefully that helps some people. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you did, I expect people to kind of just fast forward around, but there it is. Okay, we'll see you later. See you next time.